Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Anyways Moving Forward with Libby, where we talk about life, self love, self work, and anything that might help you move forward in business, in your relationship, as a parent, or wherever you are in your life right now. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Anyway Moving Forward. And today we are here at Pearl Farm. And it is the 60th birthday of my dad, kaya siya andito. Mag-hi ka, dad. Ganun.
Hi.
Anyway, so today is a very important podcast episode since we're starting the year 2026. What better ways to start with my dad? So, without further ado, let us all welcome King. Mag-hi ka, mag-hi. Introduce yourself to everyone in my show.
Hi, I'm King. I'm Libny's dad, and she's requested me if I could do a podcast on my 60th birthday.
Tell them about you. What do you do? Who are you?
Yeah. Who am I? Who am I? That's a very profound question. I'm a dad of three children and two grandchildren, and I have come to this point in my life where I would say that everybody, I believe, is waiting that I hope I could reach the age of 60, as I was sharing with Libni, that not all my friends had an opportunity to reach the age of 60. As young as 25, I lost a best friend. The other one at 32, the other one was 45, and the other one is 53. I lost a pastor friend. He was like 55, and 53, and a brother-in-law at 58. It's so sad that they would have experienced what it is to be at the diamond age. When I was in 50, when I got 50, I said, this is it. That was the golden age. Is it right? The 50th? But I guess the 60th is the diamond age. So I think as a diamond, they say that diamond cuts diamond, and it takes really, it's the most expensive gem. I guess so. And it has to be, at the bottom, the most bottom pit of, how would I say, the earth. And it has to be processed, it has to be polished. And I think I have come to a point where I believe that this is another stage in my life, having had gone to a lot of experiences that would include the joy, the pain, and everything that really would complete what it takes to be a 60-year-old man.
Oh, diba? Sa kanya ko nakuha yung aking pagkamatanda. Anyway, how does it feel that you're 16 na?
Well, now you can ask me that. Yesterday I was
It's
asked,
50.
and I said I cannot relate. I'm still 59 yesterday. Actually, I feel young. It's just that, everything does not really last. Everything is temporary, even this physical body. And I would say I'm happy, I'm fulfilled, I am complete. One thing, because I know who I am, and knowing that I'm surrounded by beautiful people, my family, my loved ones. And, at 60, I believe it's life in general. It's a gift. And how does it feel when you receive a gift? Well, if you give me a gift right now, the first thing that I would feel, I'd be happy because somebody has thought of me, and I would want to open that gift. And I think life itself is a gift, because when you open it, there's something really special. Nobody gives a gift that's not special. More so that if somebody turns at the age where he's most happy and expecting, I couldn't ask for more. I believe that God is the source, the giver, the source of all gifts, the source of life, has intended this life to be purposeful and not to be wasted. It's a gift. Another word, I guess, for a gift, it's called presents. I have a presents for you. Because it doesn't talk about, when you give a gift, it's not intended for yesterday or tomorrow. It's today, actually. So today, the special gift is that God has blessed me, endowed me with so much purpose in life, and that includes raising three children and having two beautiful grandchildren, and they themselves are enjoying life and choosing what's the best for them. And if ever they choose not to be at their best, they would soon come to their senses that it's not worth it, and you just have to go through the pain. Yeah, I think it all boils down to awareness of who you are and your essence. And I believe that essence is what you've been doing for many years. It's actually your nature, which is the divine nature that the Creator has given us all. And that nature is meant for a purpose. And that's what I've always been saying. Live a purposeful life, or an intentional life with meaning and purpose.
Diba? Isang question lang, 5 minutes, gano'n. What is the greatest learning that you have in your 60 years of existence as an individual?
Don't be afraid to love because not everybody knows really how to love. I guess because they did not grow up in an environment where there is love shared. Coming from my own background as a businessman, and
Good.
values are so different. I'm not saying that all businessmen don't have values, they do have, but I think that's one thing that was lacking in me when I was growing up. And I promised myself when I have a family of my own, I would like to have that love that I've always been looking for, and I need to create that. And I believe that I have created that for so many years. Although I'm not perfect and I missed some marks in having that so-called love. That's again, that's a very deep word.
What's the best thing that your parents gifted you?
Well, thank you for the gift of life. And also, they have really taught me the value of business, the value of money, the value of time, service, and taking care of your credit. And that what really makes you as a person. And yeah, preparing for the future, because my parents, they grew up, they're not blessed with finances. It was very hard for them to really make it to life. But again, as what they said, sipag at tiyaga, and prayer really works for them. And I think those are the values that I got from my parents.
What's your thought on generational traumas?
Well, it's real. And some beliefs would say that they call it karma. It's passed on from life to life. And some would believe it was carried on up to the fourth generation. Trauma would also mean curses. And I think that has to stop. It has to be healed. That it has to come from the inside. Knowing that life's purpose is really to enjoy it. Because again, life is so limited. We don't live forever in this world. You just have to go through it. I know everybody wants to break into the trauma and have this breakthrough that they learn so much from it, and it should not be passed on.
What have you learned by being my parent?
Your
My
parent,
dad.
what have I learned? Oh, it's not easy. Raising a libni. But again, it's all a gift. Being a parent, I believe it's a gift. There's no book that tells how to be a perfect parent, a perfect dad. But I think one thing that I have invested, and I'm clear before my conscience, that you as growing up, you wouldn't be this if you grew up with verbal abuses, because none at all that I could remember that I told you a bully word or something that is negative. And I think that's who you are right now. You're full of positivity, or you're full of life because you grew up knowing that you are loved.
Yeah. Tsaka my dad, as what he mentioned, he never experienced, hindi man never, but he did experience love the same way that he gave us. And then I would always remember my dad would always say, I love you every day. That's the best thing that he could do to parang cover up what you have lost from your parents. And no parent is really perfect. And I grew up, even if my dad and mom weren't together, my dad would always provide that love for us by saying it. So I feel like kaya ako naging love language ang words of affirmation. Kasi sa'yo ko din, sa'yo ko din natutunan. So, as a parent, how was it being a parent? Like, what was the greatest learning as well sa'yo personally?
Well, as a parent, never stop loving my children unconditionally. Because I believe that every child born in a family is no accident. It's meant for a purpose. And so that's why parents, I have this patience with me. I believe it's from God. And also this love part of me, I think it's God. Because by nature, I believe that I'm not really that loving. Just like what you said, generational. If I may correct you, it's not one thing that I lost with my parents. I think they were not that aggressive. They're not that verbal. But I think that was their love language. And that is the kind of love that they could express because they also grew up with that kind of love. And now, I believe with the 20th century, with the advancement of technology and all these things, we have upgraded somehow the word love. I hope it's not just scientific. It has to be coming from the inside. Because love, I believe, is a feeling, it is an emotion, but it's coming really from your inner person. And you can only give love when you have love inside. You couldn't give what you couldn't have.
What's the most painful thing that happened to you that you're grateful that it happened?
That not everybody has the kind of love that I'm giving. And in my younger age, I was always expecting that it would be reciprocated. When I love, you will love me also. But again, not everybody has that kind of love that they can give. So I think expectation really brings so much sorrow and pain. So I've learned in life right now, don't expect. Just like what you said, it is what it is. And, I believe in a private life. Privacy is not secrecy. I believe it's protection. For me, I just learned that when I was reflecting a few days before. It's because not everybody understands your journey and you don't even have to explain
Correct.
why you have this kind of journey. Because they also have their individual journeys. They have their own struggles, they have their own pains to go through. Because life is so complex if you put it that way. But life is also beautiful. It really depends. I would always call it, baliw ka ba? Oh, sabi nga, baliw-baliwan. I think baliw ako eh. I coined the name baliw. It's believing always life is wonderful or worst. So it's in your hands whether you like to believe that life is wonderful or worst. I believe I was brave enough to believe that life indeed is beautiful. So I decided to make it wonderful. But sadly, it was in the later years of my life how I'd wish that I chose life to be wonderful early on. When you were born, just because I didn't know how to become a parent, because I would say that the kind of parenthood that I wish that I would have had shown you was not the kind of parenthood that I got from my parents. And I'm very grateful that they gave me life. But I think one thing that they don't have, I fill in what they have.
Correct.
Now, I would say that life is more of what I can give and not what I can take. Yeah, what I can contribute and not what I can get
Yeah.
from you. And these are just the learnings coming. Again, choosing life to be wonderful. Because I believe not everybody who's reached the age of 60 think this way, feel this way, or contemplate this way.
Yes.
Just so happens that I chose this kind because it brought me so much peace. It's so much grounding to myself, my inner person,
Yeah.
living a purposeful life.
So, gets niya na saan ako nanggaling. Guys, bata pa lang ako. Nasa personal development na ako. Kaya wag kayong magtaka if until now, I'm still here. We came from the roots and, there's a lot of, parang I've always wondered, like, even in the young age, why I had so much wisdom and I grew up with my dad and the life circumstance. And hindi ko siya, I think I wouldn't get this far if it wasn't for what my dad has given me. And I know it's not just me, it's many, many other people na na-help niya din through his words. So, next question. Do you have any regrets sa life mo?
Not at all. In life, I never had any regrets. Only lessons, painful, hard lessons learned. And I wouldn't be this if it weren't because of those. Regrets,
Yeah.
it had to happen.
If you can go back in time and change something, what would that be kaya, if ever?
I think wag padalos-dalos. Not just thinking twice or thrice, but you have to really think. And if I do this, would it be the best choice? Or if I do this, what would be the effect? I think that's it. And, I read this a lot that you are today because of the decisions you made yesterday. So if you wanted to have a better life, I believe today, now is the best time to really decide what your future will be.
What's your best learning with marriage?
Marriage is intended by God. It's a gift again. But it's just that it didn't work out with me. Now I'm quite open talking about this because it brought me so much pain. But lessons learned, don't be a rush. Know the person and marry for the right purpose. That's it. And always wait for the blessings of the parents.
True.
Don't go ahead of your ways. Even if it has to take a month, a year, or years before you ask, then when you have that blessing, go for it. Kahit na sinong parents, lalambot din yan. I tell you, frankly.
Yeah. What did you feel when I asked you mine when I told you that I was gonna get married? For context, I surprised him.
It's something that I would say I'm looking forward because you three will soon get married. I think I had that just in me about these worries that I don't want it to happen to you. That's why and I said, how do you know the guy? Is it this and that? And kulang na lang sabihin, will he love me the more that I would love you? Having all this patience. Yeah, but I finally gave my blessing because I know you'll be in safe hands.
What is your message for, my husband too?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for choosing Libni. But I tell you, she's brave. But she's very submissive also as a wife.
No.
And I think that's a secret. That's the secret. When the wife becomes submissive, even if the husband, the guy, looks not that brave or tough, but I believe that the husband deserves submission, and that's how love comes. Sabi nga ng Bible wives submit to their husbands, and husband love your wife.
Mm-mm.
So what I mean is that we should be submitting to one another. We should be loving from one another.
Mm-mm.
But submission really plays a big part
Mm-mm.
in marriages. I have seen that with your lola and lolo. You know, your lola is so tough. Matapang yun. But when my dad speaks, tatahimik yan. I've seen that with my mom.
Nakuha ko din yan.
Yeah. Matapang siya, pero pag andyan si papa, tatahimik yan.
Mm.
I think that's why they lasted until my dad died.
Yeah.
And that's why until now my mom misses my dad because they had that, how do you say it? They called it, they had this, hindi naman siya kultura, but they had this, I don't know, it has to be that way. I think that's the order of God.
Yeah.
Wives submit to the husband, husbands love your wife.
And that's why I mean, in the marriage that, diba, you and mom had, it wasn't like that. So it's very important. That makes sense. It's very important for women, wife to submit to their husband kahit hindi nila gets, kahit annoying.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I get that. Yeah. If you were to, given that God takes you, di ba, kung ano ka ni Lord, what's your message to us na magkapatid?
If God wants to bring me home now, what would be that
Na, like,
message?
what's something that you can leave that, di ba, like, I know that parang what you have gifted me isn't material things, but the wisdom that I have to create those material things. What's that gift or wisdom that you can pass on to us when God takes you away?
One thing lang, money cannot buy happiness. That's why sabi ko nga, you know, when my dad passed away, nilagay ko sa mausoleo ng lolo mo. You call this, yung lapida niya. Nakalagay doon, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in shall perish but have everlasting life. And sabi ko sa inyo, that if I were to be, you know, if I were in there na, just put one word. And sabi ko nga sa inyo, how would you describe that in one word? How am I as a dad to you in one word? And what did you say? The three of you, my dad is blank. Because you remember? Huh? No, you forgot. And three of you said, my dad is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say that be crazy, but not stupid. Have fun. Live a life, you know. You become young only once. If you're old, you just feel young. Once young. But you'll never be young again. At heart, yes. So be crazy. Do all the fun. Travel. Make friends. There are some things that you just have to keep it to yourself and reserve it to yourself.
What are you most proud of?
Proud of? Oh, of you guys. The three kids of what you have become. And I believe that God has favored me, you, and has protected you, me. And that's how God is a father to me. Because me, I grew up fatherless. Even if your Lolo was there, I felt that time that, you know, he was just there. He was just existing. He was not living. Things like that. Again, because he was not like that to his dad. Kaya sabi ko nga, generational siya. The hurts, the pain. They don't know how to raise. And that's all. It's been passed on. But again, it had to stop. But I think it takes awareness for you to know that it has to stop. A wise man knows what not to say and not to say it. Parang ganun. So a wise man knows that you have to stop this generational and do it. So it's not just knowing that it has to stop, but you have to really act on it and really have to do it. Otherwise, life becomes a spiral na. Nakakapagod yun.
One day I will watch this podcast again, and I know if I watch this pasabot na ako sa akong down moments. So, and want to remember this moment because it's all that we are creating, the memories. If I was at my lowest or anyone is at their lowest, what would be your message for them?
Look up. Look up. When I was in my rock bottom, in my marriage, in my life, my finances, my health, in relationships, I was bedrock. I couldn't go down left and right. It's all. I was in the prison. There's no way but to look up. God, my Father, will. It's just there. It's constant. It's just waiting.
Mm.
He never changes. So that's what I did.
Mm.
And I said, God, you made me. You are my creator. I go back to you. So I believe that you have to come home to yourself and you have to go back to your creator. No matter how intelligent you are, no matter what success you've had, or anything that you would say that I have this, I did this, and all the things that are attached to you, it's all temporary. One day, you will lose yourself because you're holding on to what you have and not who you are. What's important is who you are and what you have inside. And all of these things are outside. I always share that I have two worlds, my inner world and my outer world. You are my outer world. My success, money, cars, houses, these are all outer things. My inner is me. That's who I am.
Mm.
And nobody can rob that peace unless I allow you. And so for many years, in my younger days, I always allow people to hurt me. I allow people to insult me. I allow people to take my power. I allowed people to have control in my life because I was not aware that time. I have this power, you would say it. I have this strength. I have this authority. This is who I am. I'm a master of myself. And I believe that's one thing. My message is be a master of yourself
Mm.
and be a creator because we are all co-creators of God.
Mm. Mm.
So this is the time not to beg.
Mm.
This is the time not to feel low, feel down. You just really have to create what you want.
Mm.
The way to discover it may take 48 years.
Mm.
Create what you want.
Mm. Great. Yeah. What has failure taught you?
So much failure, so much. I just thank God. God gave me the strength to really learn from it and act on it. And there is no successful person who never went to failure.
Mm.
How I wish there's one says na I am this one, I am this that. I never failed in my life. That one.
Mm.
Even the greatest stars, the athletes, movie stars, business people, those who have reached this epitome for that success, they had the greatest failure. That's why parang I have failed so much in my life. I can't afford anymore now I'm successful.
Mm. True. True.
I'm tired of being a failure.
Mm. If Maggie and Kobe would watch this when they are in their 20s, what would be your message for them? Mm.
I hope in 20 years I'm still alive. I love Kobe and Maggie. Sabi ko nga, Lord, take me. Pag meron na akong dalawang apo, I'll name them Queen and King. So I named their Queen Majesty and King Kobe. Maybe when you watch this when you're 20,
Pero talaga yun sa atin dalawa.
I want you to know that it's no accident I name you king and queen. I believe you are a family of royalty, and that means you command. That means you have control, and that means that you have a mindset of a king and a queen. And by this time, you listen to this again, you're very successful, not just in wealth and material, but in wisdom. By the time you would have listened to this, you would have loved so much, and you'll still be loving more. Trust life and never, never forget who you are before God because God has made you and has a purpose in your life. I love you.
Mm. Minamahal. If there's one person wanting to take their life right now who's listening to this, what would be your message for them?
I can relate. 10 years ago, I was in a dead end. My sickness was chronic and I was in a hospital, breathing only using an oxygen. There was a multiple organ failure. I would have ended my life because it's useless. Had I given up, I would not have reached this point where I can enjoy this podcast with you or, being in this beautiful place, seeing my two grandkids growing up and enjoying life. I would not have witnessed your ate and you got reconciled. I would not have witnessed you helping others and your ate also practicing her law profession as a lawyer. I would not have seen Jeje wanting for more success in life. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's a lie. It's a lie. And if you choose to, magpakabaliw ka na lang kaya. It's either you believe always that life is wonderful or worse. If you think life is worse, it's your decision. But life is wonderful. You wouldn't understand it now, but have faith in God. Call on to God. I believe that God has allowed that for you to come to your senses that you cannot save yourself. You need God. You need the help of people. You need others. If you need to seek professional help, medical help, do it. Life is so beautiful, my friend. Don't waste it over a lie that you're not good enough, that you're a failure. Nope, you're not. It has just given you a very big lesson for you to spring back to life.
What's one belief that you carry that you want to share with everybody?
And that belief is life has a purpose. I always go back. And that purpose is given by God because God wants you to live, me to live a happy life. I can only be happy in this world, this physical world. After this, it's constant. It's bliss. Struggles only happen in this place. Pain, sorrow, happiness here. So enjoy life. If I would borrow the name of a good preacher, he says he's a hedonism. He was saying minimize pain and maximize pleasure. So think about the consequence of pain and think more about what happiness can give you.
Mm-mm.
If there would be one pleasure in your life, I think that would be service. Serve yourself.
Mm-mm.
Ikaw muna, bago ibang tao. Kasi ako parati ko una ibang tao doon, ako nawalan eh. Ubus na
Mm-mm.
ubus eh, sagad.
Mm-mm.
So now is, ikaw muna. Pag meron ka na, pwede ka na.
Yeah. What's in it for you for 16 na?
What is it for me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a start of a new chapter of my life.
Mm-mm.
I'm excited.
Mm-mm.
I'm excited to inspire people. I'm excited to be an influence to other people. I'm excited to share my journey with people. I'm excited about what God has prepared for me in the remaining years of my life.
Mm-mm.
I'm excited, what God has prepared for you, and for the many peoples, God, that you will touch and also influence. I believe that life is good.
Mm. What are you creating this 60?
What am I creating at 60? Creating more kings.
Mm-mm.
Creating more kings like me. Creating more people for making things happen. Stop getting validation from people. Stop pleasing people. I was like that for many years in my life. Never had good results. It always left me empty. That's all I felt.
Is there anything else that I haven't asked that you wanted to share with everybody? Or if there's one thing that not everybody knows that you wanted to share, what would that be?
Not everybody knows not. We have different needs, and I believe the basic would be, we all need belongingness. That's why we are in a family. We just need to be loved, felt love. You might be in a group where you belong. Happy ka pagkasama mo sila. Some people, their need is not to belong. Some people have that need to be recognized. They need recognition. Kasi gusto nila na may affirmation parate, pinapalakpakan, they wanted to succeed, they want to come on stage, get their awards, everybody would praise them. And there's another need of making money. Make as much money as you want. But I think mostly people that they don't know anything. My greatest need right now is really giving back. I don't know, but nothing excites me anymore now. But really tell my story and get people inspired. Because there are some parents right now who might be struggling. There might be some people, successful people. Not everybody needs money. Some people never grew up not having all this material wealth. A lot are having this all, but there's always emptiness inside. But I think just the giving back. And now is the time at 60. I just want to give up. Parang ikaw, hindi ka napapagod. Why do you always love to talk to people? Because you're so full of love. I don't know if I answered you the right thing. That's it. This is the time in my life that I just want to serve. Serve humanity, if you put it that way, and serve my God, the creator of all wonderful things.
Yeah. What has Essence taught you?
Oh, so much. So much. One thing is that you don't have to be in a religious setup, a
Mm.
church setup to know who you are. It starts from knowing who you are, your identity, that you are powerful, you're a child of God, and all this identity that you have. Should one day you go back to your old life, always remember who you are and be grounded. And I believe that's your way to say, oh nga no, Essence has taught me so much. To just know who you are. And that's where the power begins.
So we're gonna end our podcast. Wala tayong napag-usapan. Is there anything else that you wanna share? Anything else before we end?
Travel.
Mm.
If you have the chance to travel, travel a lot. And I'm so happy that I have traveled with the children. You know, I myself I have traveled. It may not be in every continent in the world, but I have traveled. And I would say that life is beautiful because when you travel, you will learn so much, not only from people, from the culture, from the food, and it really opens a new world for you, understanding that there's so much to life than just being here, being so comfortable.
That's nice. Anyway, I guess that is it for this podcast. Dakan kay din na siya mundang og storya. But I want to thank you for being here and really love you, Dad. Appreciate
Thank you, Nak, for
you.
making my 60th birthday so memorable that you have to come your way here from Manila, the kids. You really spent time coming here because this time, this would never come again because, again, you were only born once. And I believe that living is everything. So, thank you so much for the love, the support, and yeah,
Took a
thank
long time.
and thank you for being a good daughter to me.
Good job.
And every time I look at you, hearing your podcast, I'm so inspired to know that I see myself in you. Yeah, never get tired of helping people.
Love you, Dad.
That's who you are.
Happy birthday.